The rain tapped softly against the motel window. Sophie hadn't slept in 2 nights. The smoke from the fire that took her mother still clung to her clothes. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her heart a hollow ache that wouldn't quiet down. On the small wooden table sat a black box, old, scratched, and colder than it should have been. It was the last thing her mother left behind. Sophie hesitated before opening it, afraid of what she might find. Inside was a single USB drive and a folded note. The handwriting was shaky but familiar. "Sophie, if you're reading this, they've found us. Trust no one, not even the ones you love." Her pulse quickened. She plugged the drive into her laptop, breath unsteady. The screen flickered, one folder appeared. "The project," she clicked. Hundreds of files filled the screen, all labeled with her name, photos, reports, videos. Her heart dropped when she opened the first video. It showed her as a little girl sitting in a white room, crying. A calm man's voice narrated from behind the camera. "Greater than, subject 09, Sophie Reynolds." Emotional reaction to loss, recorded and analyzed. Her stomach twisted. She clicked on another file, this one from college. It was footage of her breaking down after Mark's betrayal. Greater than, emotional collapse complete. Data captured successfully. Tears blurred her vision. No, this can't be real. Then came a voice she hadn't expected, her mother's voice. "Greater than, she's just a child. Please, you can't do this to her." And the calm male voice replied, "She's not your daughter anymore, Miriam. She's property of the project." Sophie slammed the laptop shut. The air felt too thick to breathe. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every tear, it was never coincidence. It was a design. They had engineered her pain. When she gathered the strength to look again, she found a final document labeled Director's Notes. Her eyes scanned the list of names. Mark Reynolds, Subject Associate. Lily Harris, Emotional Trigger. Dr. Miriam Reynolds, Maternal Overseer. And at the top, Director, Dr. Daniel Hartman. The name didn't ring a bell, but something about it felt familiar. She searched online. Within seconds, an image appeared. A man in his 50s, standing in front of the same hospital her mother worked at. Her hands trembled as she whispered, "No." She grabbed her car keys and drove straight there. The hospital was quiet, too quiet. The smell of disinfectant and rainwater filled the air. Sophie walked to the front desk, trying to hide the shaking in her voice. "I need to see Dr. Hartman." The nurse frowned. "Do you have an appointment?" Sophie leaned closer. "Tell him his experiment just came home." The nurse froze, then slowly lifted the phone. Minutes later, she nodded. "He'll see you." Sophie followed a long, dim corridor until she reached a glass office. Dr. Hartman sat behind a desk, calm and collected, like he'd been waiting for her. "Ah, Sophie," he said, smiling faintly. "I wondered when you'd find me." Her eyes filled with fury. "You destroyed my family." Destroyed. He repeated, "No, we created you." Her voice broke. You made me suffer. You watched me lose everything. He tilted his head slightly. And yet, you survived. You became strong, resilient, unbreakable. That was the point. Sophie's tears fell freely now. You call that survival. Your pain had purpose, Hartman said. You were never meant to be ordinary. She glared at him. Why me? Because your father chose you, he replied calmly. The words hit her like a punch. My father. Hartman nodded. He believed in the project. He believed in perfecting emotional endurance. You were his legacy, Sophie. Your mother tried to stop it, but she couldn't. Sophie's heart felt like it was tearing apart. You're lying. He reached into his drawer and handed her a key card. Room 47. See for yourself what's in there, she asked. The truth that night, Sophie stood in front of room 47. The light above the door flickered. Her hands shook as she swiped the card. Inside, dozens of monitors glowed in the darkness. Every screen showed her sleeping, crying, driving, even visiting her mother's grave. Her breath hitched. They were still watching. Then, in the center of the room, one monitor turned on. It showed a live feed, her face standing in that exact spot. And from the darkness came a whisper. Welcome home, Sophie. She turned, eyes wide, but no one was there. Only the faint reflection of her own face on the screen, smiling back at her. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps bring more emotional stories like this to life. Tell us in the comments, what would you do if your entire life turned out to be an experiment?